Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Red Dragon Archfiend deck profile for post Savage Strike. Wanted to do an update to this deck for quite some time now, and actually glad that we had a little bit of support for this deck in the form of the newest synchro monster for them, Red Rising Dragon. Really does help with the whole premise of special summoning out your Red Dragon Archfiend monsters. So I thought deck profile was due. The whole point of this deck revolves around just quickly getting out Red Dragon Archfiend in all of its many different forms, which take up a good amount of the extra deck as well, working with the Resonator monsters, and then just monsters that are very easy to special summon out to the field so you can go into your synchro summons very fast. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off, we'll begin with the Resonator monsters. I run 3 Red Resonator, probably one of the best ones in my opinion. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand, and when this card is special summon, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, gain life points equal to its attack. You can only use this effect of Red Resonator once per turn. So you have options with both the normal summon and special summon of this card, being able to get out other monsters very quickly, or just have the life point gain effect to make use of with this card. So you have plenty to go off of with this, especially when you open up some of your level 4 monsters, being able to go into your level 6 synchro, which is the newest one, which we already spoke of, Red Rising Dragon, then which just helps overall with the special summon from its own effect as well. Then for the other Resonator monsters, I run 3 Synchron Resonator. If a Synchro monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Synchron Resonator once per turn this way. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 Resonator monster in your graveyard except for Synchron Resonator and add it to your hand. So you can recycle Red Resonator with this card, which is very helpful, or any of the other Resonators you have in your deck. It doesn't take up the normal summon, just having a Synchro monster on the field is enough for this card to be special summoned out. And needing 2 tuners for some of your Red Dragon Archfiend monsters definitely does come in handy, just having easy ways to special summon out these cards for sure. But for some of your other normal summon options, I run 2 Chain Resonator. When this card is normal summon while a synchro monster is on the field, you can special summon 1 Resonator monster from your deck except Chain Resonator. So having the synchro is obviously the requirement, but being able to special summon them from the deck, meaning sometimes, if you're short one of the requirements with some of your other monsters, Chain Resonator just helps to, have that special summon taken care of very easily with its effect. And then lastly, for the Resonators, I run 2 Creation Resonator. It's a level 3 one. If you control a level 8 or higher synchro monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. It's pretty simple, but still very, very easy to use with the deck, especially when you have Synchron Resonator in your hand. Added together with Red Dragon Archfiend, Creation Resonator and Synchron Resonator all equal up to your level 12 synchro of Red Nova Dragon, which is another big one that you can get out. The requirements for it being Red Dragon Archfiend and then 2 tuner monsters. So the Resonators, I feel, are just one of the easiest ways to get those tuners out in the field, special summon wise, for your plays to go through. And then for the non-tuners in the deck, I run 3 Red Sprinter. I always like this card. When it's normal or special summon while you control no other monsters, you can special summon 1 level 3 or lower Fiend-type monster from your hand or graveyard. You can only use this effect of Red Sprinter once per turn. It works really, really well with Red Resonator, just being the fact that you can normal or special summon this card. So whichever preferred method you want to special summon out your monsters, you can make use of both this card and Red Resonator in the deck for sure for those plays. And I also run 3 Red Warg. With this one, when you normal summon a Resonator monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but its attack becomes half. It doesn't really matter that the attack becomes half, because most of the time you're going to use it for a special summon from your extra deck. Being a level 6 monster, you have plenty to work with. Works especially well with Red Resonator for sure, but still, you're able to get off plenty of other plays with the other Resonators also. Just being able to go straight into your Red Dragon Archfiend without having to go into Red Rising is definitely a option that is available to you with Red Warg in the deck. And then for some of the other just easy special summon support, I run 3 Primitive Butterfly. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, and once per turn you can increase the level of all insect-type monsters you currently control by 1. Now, you don't really run any other insect monsters in the deck, so if you have other monsters on the field, you're just going to raise up Primitive Butterfly's level putting it at 6, meaning with your other ones in the deck, including Red Resonator or Synchron Resonator, you can adjust the levels to what you need with this card. Most of the time, you can even just, summon this card out with your level 1 and then go straight into Red Rising with the already needed level 5 this monster. But if you have Red Resonator, like I said, you can just bump up the level. So it's an easy special summon to the field, and it won't take up your normal summon either. I also run 2 Garbage Lord. I wanted to stick to just the primitive butterflies for the easy special summoning by controlling no monsters, just because if you open up multiple ones, you really don't have any other options to do with your hand for the special summoning. Garbage Lord, you can special summon this card from your hand by paying 2,000 life points. This card cannot be used as an Exceed for an Exceed summon, except for the Exceed summon of a dark monster, but you're going to use it for a Synchro summon, which completely takes that out of the equation. So just being able to have this monster out for it works very, very well with just your different Resonator monsters, especially with Creation Resonator as a level 3. I just like having the different options available to you for the level adjustments in the deck, so making full use of these cards and their different levels definitely does come in handy for sure. For some of the other lower level ones, for the level 4s, I run 3 Perform Age Hat Tricker. If you control 2 monsters, or if 2 or more monsters are on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. And during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that would inflict damage to you, you can place 1 Perform Age counter on this card, max 3, then make that effect damage 0. And when the 3rd Perform Age counter is placed on this card, its attack and defense become 3,300. It's just really, really easy. If you have your 2 other special summons taken care of just to get out Hat Tricker, it's an extra option available to you, especially if you recycle your Resonator monsters, then just being able to use Hat Tricker for an additional play, whether if you want to use it for like a Link summon and then go into your Synchro, depending on what you do. Just very, very helpful in that sense. And then I have a couple 1-ofs here, but you can also adjust these 1-ofs depending on how you want to play them. I have 1 Red Nova. I might bump this up to 2 to 3. Just testing out just to see how it works. It's another tuner option, but if a level 8 or higher Dragon Synchro monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Red Nova once per turn this way. If this card is sent to the graveyard for a Synchro summon that uses 2 or more tuner monsters as materials, you can special summon 1 Fire Fiend type monster from your deck in defense. So you just have options for special summoning with this card. It's an easy special summon from the hand. A good option just for that play for sure. But like I said, I was adjusting it with the other numbers in the deck, including Red Mirror and Red Gardna. Red Gardna is just great for protection of your Red Dragon Archfiend monsters, and Red Mirror is just really good for the recycle. But if you want to go between the numbers between Red Nova and these 2 cards, you can mix and match. So for every Red Nova you put in, take out one of these 2. Would probably take out Mirror first, then Gardna, just because I like the defense power that Gardna does have and give to the deck. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 3 Resonator Call. You add 1 Resonator monster from your deck to your hand. Pretty simple. You can search for whichever one you need. Most of the time I do like to go for Red Resonator, just because with the easy special summons you have with the other monsters in the deck, you can make full use of his effects for sure with your other cards in the deck. And I also run 1 Reasoning. We have plenty of different level monsters in this, so your opponent being able to guess it right will definitely be difficult for sure. So really like this just for the easy special summon, and then just maybe setting up, if not that, your graveyard with some other monsters to be reborn with Monster Reborn and Soul Charge. With these cards, just being able to reuse your resources, because we do run a pretty monster-heavy deck, so this definitely does come in handy just to reuse them for maybe some other plays for sure. And I also run 3 Call by the Grave. Now, there's not too much, involving the deck search-wise. So ones like Ash Blossom aren't too big of a problem, or Droll and Lockbird. But ones like Effect Veiler and Ghost Ogre that would really, ruin your Red Dragon Archfiend plays, which are the main point of the deck, are the main reason I like to run 3 of this, just to take care of those problems. Whenever you attempt to activate them, if they have Effect Veiler or Ghost Ogre, it could be the main problem and the main thing that ruins the main plan for your deck, obviously. And then for the traps, just run a little small trap lineup. 2 Reject Reborn. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack and the battle phase, then you can special summon 1 tuner and 1 synchro monster from your graveyard, but they have their effects negated. And you're just going to use them for your plays next turn if your opponent doesn't take care of them. So you have that option available to you with that play on the hand. So as long as they don't destroy them, you have that option to go for. And I also run 2 back to the front. You target 1 monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense. Just being able to reuse your resources is very helpful with this card. It doesn't stay on the field like Call the Haunted, and you really don't have any reason for any of your monsters to be in attack position either. So just being able to get your Resonators on the field is good enough for sure with this card. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra. Now I have 1. You can adjust this number of how many Red Rising you want to play in the deck, but it's very, very helpful, and I'm glad we finally got this card. When this card is Synchro Summoned, you can target 1 Resonator monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. This turn you activate this effect, except Dark Dragon Synchro monsters, and during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target 2 level 1 Resonator monsters in your graveyard and special summon them. So it helps to get those tuners on the field. Red Rising just, doesn't really limit you with your Red Dragon Archfiend plays, since we run plenty of them to go into in the deck as well. It just is a great setup card, and then a great reuser for your Resonator monsters also for that special summon. So really do love that we finally got this card in the TCG. And then I also run 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, very powerful one, being able to destroy your opponent's monsters. Most of the time it's the 1 level 8 I do like to go into the most. For some other options, I do run Red Dragon Archfiend. If you wanted to try running Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, you can mix and match all the different ones we run in the deck just to see which combo you like the best. This is just my personal lineup. I also run 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. During either player's turn, you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and negate its effects until the end of the turn. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target 1 tuner monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense. You can only use each effect of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss once per turn. Just tuner setup to go into your bigger plays. It's a level 9 option with just 1 tuner and then 1 non-tuner Dark Dragon type monster. So if you have just the 1 synchro and then the 1 tuner on the field, it's a great option to go into for sure. Then I just run 1 Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend, just another bigger monster play for sure to go into with the level adjustment just of the different ones you run. And I also run 1 Red Nova, the big one I do like to go into the most. Definitely the most fun one to try to go into just for the 2 tuner option. Same for your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. You need 2 tuners and then 1 non-tuner Dark Dragon Synchro monster to make this one as well. But just having those options available to you for both of them, depending on which one you want to go in for, is definitely what makes the Red Dragon Archfiend deck so much fun. And I also run 1 Red Wyvern, just another level 6 option to go into with the deck. And then for some of the Red Dragon Archfiend Synchros, 1 Beals, just, a good one since we do run a good amount of Dark Tuners in the deck. And I also run 1 Black Rose Dragon and 1 Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Level 7 options, the main reason I like to run them in the deck. And then lastly, for a couple Link monsters, just to help out with some extra deck plays, I run 1 Land Fornicus, 1 Underclock Taker. Summon Sorceress with all the different multiples we run, just being able to give those special summons a little extra help. Definitely does assist the deck for sure. And then for big Link monsters, I have Topologic Bomber Dragon in here. If you want to run Borreload, excuse me, you can do that instead. It's just a preference for the big Link monster you'd want to play in this deck for sure. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I was definitely happy to finally bring an update to this. Been looking at a lot of the 5Ds decks lately, hoping maybe do some other updates. I know I've done Black Rose, Red Dragon Archfiend, maybe look towards Stardust Dragon deck if you are all interested in that. I'll definitely try and get one of those out very soon as well. But until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.